Once upon a time, somewhere deep in the legend, there was a tale that must not be forgotten. In ancient times, an elderly mother lived with her 7 daughters in a large house that had 7 doors. Every night before sleeping, one of her daughters was responsible for closing and locking all the doors. One night, when the youngest daughter, Namaki, was tasked with closing the doors, she forgot to close the last one and didn't notice it. That very night, a huge demon arrived at the house and asked the homeowner for water, food, and a place to sleep. After receiving what he wanted, the demon demanded that the mother give him all her daughters so he wouldn't harm them. The mother begged the demon, pleading for him to take anything he wished but spare her daughters. However, the demon stubbornly insisted on his demand and refused to accept any other terms. Finally, Namaki, who was braver than her sisters, told the demon that she would go with him, but only if he let her sisters go and took her alone. The demon, pleased with this offer, agreed to her condition and took her to a distant castle. The demon showed Namaki around his palace and told her that she would have to cook for him every day and keep the palace clean. Namaki observed everything carefully, but then the demon warned her about 2 rooms in the palace that were locked, and she was forbidden to go near them. These 2 rooms were very important to the demon, and he threatened severe consequences if Namaki entered them. The demon told Namaki, "We demons stay awake for 7 days and nights, eating and feasting. And then we sleep for the next 7 days and nights." Namaki began cooking and cleaning for him as instructed. She worked tirelessly for 7 days straight, but every night her whole body ached from exhaustion. At night, her only thoughts were of escaping the demon's clutches and escaping this life. But on the last night, when the demon told her it was time to sleep, he made a strange request. The demon said, "During these 7 nights while I sleep, you must pet my head." This statement, more of a threat than a request, left Namaki confused and worried. Every night, Namaki would pet the demon's head, and the demon would fall into a deep sleep. While Namaki did this each night out of exhaustion and obligation, the demon slept soundly, unaware of her sharp attention. On the final night, while petting the demon's head, Namaki noticed something unusual behind the demon's horns. It looked like a key, attached to the demon's horns. With care and without making a sound, Namaki took the key and realized it might be her way out. Quickly, she moved toward the palace's exit door but remembered that the demon might come after her. She decided instead to go into the 2 forbidden rooms. In one of the locked rooms, Namaki found many young girls imprisoned. She freed them all, and among them, she found a dog chained with a collar. As soon as she freed the dog, the collar broke, and the dog transformed into a tall, noble prince. The prince, after thanking Namaki, explained, "2 years ago, when I was sleeping in my room, the demon attacked me. He used this enchanted collar to transform me into a dog. The demon has a magical glass sphere that holds his life. If the sphere breaks, he will perish. Through a deal he made with the sphere, he learned of my future and realized I was the one who would eventually end his life. That's why he captured and cursed me to prevent the prophecy." Namaki listened intently, and the prince continued, "The glass sphere is hidden somewhere, probably in the secret room. If we can find it and destroy it, we can end the demon's reign." With this decision, Namaki and the prince set out with determination to find the magical sphere and headed toward the second locked room. Namaki and the prince used the key to open the second room, revealing a magical and mysterious space. The room was filled with strange and otherworldly objects, glowing with mysterious energy. They began searching, but despite exploring every corner, they could not find the glass sphere. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and like. As time passed, confusion and despair began to overtake them. Then, Namaki's eyes fell upon a glass tank in the corner of the room, inside which was a goldfish with an unusually large belly. Namaki pointed it out to the prince and said, "This fish doesn't seem ordinary. Perhaps what we are looking for is inside it." Namaki carefully approached the tank, and reached out to take the goldfish out of the water. Suddenly, the fish spoke in a trembling voice. "Please don't touch me. I was forced to swallow this glass sphere. Please don't kill me." Namaki, astonished by the fish speaking, asked, "If you give me the sphere, I promise that when we escape from here, I'll take you with me." The fish hesitated for a moment, then said, "All right, I'll give you the sphere. But you should know that I'm not a fish. The wicked demon made me swallow the sphere. Before that, I was a cat. Once I swallowed it, I was cursed and turned into a fish." Namaki, feeling sympathy for the fish, replied, "Don't worry, I won't just take the sphere from you, I'll also help you break the curse." Namaki carefully took the goldfish out of the tank. The fish, weak and frightened, said, "I'll give you the sphere, but please don't take my life." Namaki took the glass sphere from the fish, and immediately the fish began to transform back into a cat. Now freed, the cat looked at Namaki with grateful eyes and said, "Thank you for saving me. Now you can get the sphere and destroy the demon." Just then, the demon awoke, disturbed by the noise from the upper room. Realizing something was happening, he hurried to the entrance of his palace and locked the doors tightly to prevent anyone from escaping. Then he rushed to the room where the sphere had been kept. When the demon entered the room, he saw Namaki holding the sphere. With a terrifying roar, he charged at her, quickly snatching the sphere from her hands. Holding it tightly, the demon glared at Namaki and the prince, shouting, "It's time for you both to be eaten, so no one dares to touch my glass sphere again." But what the demon didn't know was that, in addition to Namaki and the prince, the cat was also in the room. Suddenly, the cat leapt at the demon's face and began scratching him with its sharp claws. The demon, caught off guard, tried to push the cat away, but at that moment, the prince seized the opportunity. The prince quickly dashed toward the demon, grabbing the glass sphere from his hands. The demon realized he had lost the sphere and roared in rage, but it was too late. Seeing the sphere in the prince's hands, the demon trembled and begged, "Please give it back. I don't want to die." The prince, with a firm and unyielding look, responded, "You've captured and imprisoned innocent girls for years. You will harm no one again." Then, the prince threw the glass sphere to the ground and shattered it with all his strength. With the sound of the sphere breaking, the demon screamed in terror and was destroyed. Namaki, the prince, and the cat quickly ran to the imprisoned girls, helping them escape the palace and return to their homes. The prince, indebted to Namaki and moved by her courage and selflessness, said sincerely, "Namaki, you've been my savior. I admire your bravery and sacrifice. Would you consider starting a new life with me?" Namaki, smiling kindly, replied, "Yes, Prince. I would be honored to walk this path with you." And so, Namaki and the prince married, beginning a new and joyful life together, always accompanied by the cat.